You're watching TVC Breakfast. It's time for us to see the headlines across Nigerian newspapers. And on a Friday like this, I have my regulars here. Sheson Kwade is a chartered accountant and a public affairs analyst. Sheson, good morning.
Morning, Mike.
Thank God it's Friday, like you said.
A wet one indeed.
Oh, yes, exactly.
To ease the heat that we're having both in the...
From everywhere. All the bad booze.
At least
so it will just
the
come.
wet weather will calm the whole thing down.
And I also have on Zoom joining me there, Chris Kehinde-Nwandu is solicitor. Chris Kehinde-Nwandu, he's also the CEO of CKN News. Chris, good morning.
I'm also chartered.
Chartered.
Good morning, my brother.
Chartered conciliator and mediator.
Mike, so
thank you so much.
Good morning.
Thank you. Yes, I think I need to be chartered journalist to broadcast.
Of course,
journalist.
we are
yes.
working on that.
Yeah, it will go a long way. You know, it's not easy to be chartered. Just chatter me.
Yeah,
you know. No, but it's a nice one. Let's begin with first news this morning. First news says train attack. Islamist group claims responsibility as troops retaliate, decimate terrorists' ranks. We'll be looking at this. Islamist group claims responsibility as troops retaliate, decimate terrorists' ranks. That's first news. First news. All right, then let's go to the Nation newspaper. Fears mount over 136 people on attacked Abuja-Kaduna train. They can't be contacted, says NRC. And terrorists phone 5 hostages' families. Angry reps pass vote of no confidence on security chiefs. And police defuse IED at train station. Panic in FCT Kaduna-Abuja road. Right, all this on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And then let's go to the Punch. The Punch newspaper is talking about the Kaduna reign of terror. Terrorists kill 7 soldiers, and the Nigeria Air Force rains bombs on forests. Military gets approval to deploy Super Tucano. DSS police comb forests. National Assembly threatens a shutdown. And APC lawmakers demand NSA's sacking. Leaked memos reveal why the FEC, that's the Federal Executive Council, rejected Amaechi's 3.7 billion naira security proposal. Okay, all this we'll talk about as we get along on the program. Now let's get to the Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard says, after train attack, army repels invasion of Abuja by terrorists. And terrorists from Niger State advance on Gurara near Abuja. An army dismisses viral video claiming troops abandoned their colleague in Gurara operation. Everyone saw, or many people saw that video of a lone soldier who did a video of him, trying to escape somewhere. From there, let's go to The Guardian. The Guardian newspaper. Kaduna train attack is the focus here. Security threats rising. Needs new strategies, says Niger president. All right. He was with our president just recently. El Rufai restates call for bombardment of forests inhabited by terrorists. All this on the front page of The Guardian newspaper. There, let's go to News Direct. It's focusing on insecurity. News Direct says Nigerians should be allowed to carry arms for self-defense. This is coming from the House of Representatives. Say NSA should resign. It is long overdue. Norgay national president is lending a voice here. Right? That's News Direct. Now let's go to the Daily Times. Insecurity is the focus here. House of Representatives in agony over killings suspends legislative business. Furious lawmakers, call for suspension of funds to security agencies, say they have failed to live up to their responsibility. That's what Daily Times has. All right. You could hear the frustrations on the voices of some of the lawmakers when they were making their points on the floor of the House. Nigeria Tribune says, insecurity, reps talk tough, right? All right, Army, Navy, Police, DSS, all of these agencies are accountable to the National Assembly, or no, sorry, to the National Security Advisor. From what I heard, most of these criminals were 16, 18-year-old boys. Are we saying that despite all the local and international training, the Nigerian Army, Police, DSS, Air Force have gone for, 18-year-old boys are more powerful than they? This is a quotation from Honorable Nasiru Ahmed, a member of the House of Representatives. And if I have to quote Honorable Al-Hassan Ado-Dogowa as well, who was quoted here, I think Nigerians should be allowed to also take arms. Nigerians must be allowed to take up arms in defense of their innocent souls, defend their hard-earned properties, because it is like a monumental failure. If the agencies of security have failed, then Nigerians should not be seen as failure. Okay, those are the words of members of House of Representatives. Okay, we will talk about all of these. Daily Sun is next. UK warns against travels to 7 northern states. Blood, tears, sorrow continue as bandits spread terror. Military deploys troops to track culprits. Arewa youths ask Buhari to declare a state of emergency on security. That's Daily Sun. Blueprint, El Rufai reveals, we know where the bandits are. We know where the bandits are. He wants the troops to bomb terrorist enclave. Says, I warned against a night train shuttle. No bandits barricade on the Kaduna-Abuja road. Kaduna State government is saying this, and police detonate bomb in Rigasa. All right. We know where the bandits are. That's what is quoted here as credited to the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai. All right. He's talking from the context of, if you read the full story, he's talking about the context of the military knowing where these people are hiding in the forests. This Nigeria is next. Alleged crude theft. Senate probes unauthorized sale of 1.7 million naira oil barrels. And Navy claims seized product in anti-graft agency's custody. Okay, this is another issue altogether. That's this Nigeria. Daily Trust is focusing on 2023 presidency. PDP committee to jettison zoning. Decision to be finalized on Tuesday. 13 northern southern aspirants pick forms. Saraki Tambuwal Mohammed meets IBB. All that on the front page of Daily Trust. Leadership is next. 2023 presidency. Northern PDP aspirants intensify plan to produce next president. All right, Tambuwal, Bala, Saraki, Hayatuddin take consensus campaign to IBB in Minna. And Nigeria's unity progress more important, says ex-military president. All right, all that on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. Business Day is next. NIN server glitches frustrate passport applicants and others. That's Business Day. The last one we're looking at now is the national economy. Cargo clearance. Togo, Ghana outperformed Nigeria by 40% in 1 year. And Nigeria remains the hub. But Togo and Ghana are outperforming Nigeria by 40% in 1 year. Okay. Gentlemen, let's get into the story that we will analyze. The Abuja-Kaduna train attack has brought up a lot of issues, and you see most of the papers here talk about these things. All right, Governor El-Rufai is saying the military authorities know where these people are. Let's just go there, bomb these people, bomb them, clear everywhere, and so on, and let's move on. But we hear that the military has approval now to deploy Super Tucanos. Talk to us how encouraging that will be that the military has to go ahead or approval now to deploy Super Tucanos, and what difference that will make.
Thank you very much, Mike. First and foremost, I want to ask why we have to wait this long before we have the approval to use the Tucano. I was in a particular forum and I was saying, up when they will put the Tucano to use, we will not be looking for maintenance fee. You know, when you buy a car and you just parked it, not being used, not being serviced, when it's time to put it to use, it becomes something where you need to change the oil, change the tire, possibly it has deflated and all those stuffs. Because I remember vividly that the essence of getting that Tucano, which didn't come cheap, was for us to go ahead and attack, you know, the people we call bandit after they've been declared terrorists. But I think from all the headers we are getting this morning, the people at the helm of affair see that it's no distance away from them. It's been in the hands of the masses, where we wake up every day, practically every day, you read the header, 60 died, 70 died, 100 died, you know, and it's always of the masses. But this last train attack, you got to know that the managing director BOA was there, a former deputy governor was in that train, several VIPs that they could not mention. So it's to tell you that several of them plow this route via this route. We do the same. Most of the time, if I have activities in Kaduna, Abuja, I wouldn't fly. I would prefer to go via the rail. Now you cannot predict what the problems are. So quite disheartening that it has to got very close to them before action is being taken, giving approval for Tucano to be done. We've said this types with that number, and my legal friend always said capital punishment is not always the way to go about it. But now they brought the fight close to as we speak. Is war, and we need to declare war on those people. You need to just go en masse, clear areas that has to be, possibly give notice of where we have civilians, you know, staying, ask them to move and bombard. Even scriptural, they say when the righteous is being punished, when the sinner is being punished, at times the righteous will partake in it. As we'll see, nowhere is safe. You can't fly on the air. It's gotten to the level that bandits are attacking our airport. Now they've attacked the rail. The road is not safe. The waterway is not safe. You are talking of physical killing. That on its own has killed our economy. Economy, nothing is growing, and there is no business that anyone wants to do. In as much as you know that businesses has to do with, you go to the north, you bring some things to the south, from the south you take some things to the east. This is how it works.
That is what makes the country, Nigeria, the largest market, because, you know, crisscrossing
from one place to the other. But that is no longer happening.
Yeah. Let me bring Chris onto the discussion now. Now, Chris, Honorable Nasir Ahmed of the House of Representatives is asking a very strong but rhetoric question, that are you saying that after the local and international training that Nigerian military and security agencies have, with all the accolades and all the professionalism, that 18-year-old boys, teenagers, less than 20, can hold them to ransom? It's a very strong question. But the House of Representative members are saying, give Nigerians the authority to carry arms so they can protect themselves. If you know that I have a gun, you behave yourself when you come close to me. Talk to us, Chris.
Mike, what we have now is what we call a failed state. The Nigerian system has totally collapsed. All these indices are there, staring us on the face. What we have is a failed state where the government don't even know what to do. The government don't know their left from their right. They don't know how to tackle the security situation in the country. The bandits, terrorists, and all armed groups have taken over. Mike, Kaduna is just a 1-hour drive from Aso Rock. What that means is that they are closer to the seat of power, and anything can happen. I just read that there are some armed attacks in some parts of Abuja within the last 48 hours. And so what it means is that they have brought the fight to the seat of power. And we have a government in place. We have a president. We have ministers. We have security chiefs, all of them sitting down in Abuja. Now, what we are saying is attacks upon attacks, and even the governor of Kaduna State is crying. I remember vividly, go and check. That is why we say the internet does not forget. There are some videos that is making the round when Governor Nasir El-Rufai spoke in 2014, 2015, just before the election, where he was accusing a former president, good Lord Jonathan, of ineptitude. If you cannot tackle issue of petrol, if you cannot tackle insecurity, yes, Mike, I'm sure you must have seen that video.
Oh yeah, we all saw that video. Yes. Good. Now that the government should resign. So what is El-Rufai? That is why we say, when you double speak, that is what happens. When you talk without necessarily looking at the situation as it were, then he come back to what now the major attack is on Kaduna. Kaduna, just as your former guest said, is the military headquarters of Nigeria. We have NDA there, we have the Div-1, we have so many military formations in but what we still see, continuous attack. You cannot access Kaduna by road, you cannot access Kaduna by air, you cannot access Kaduna by rail. That is a true reflection of a failed state. Now back to what we are asking, whether to give gun or not to give gun, and the issue of 18-year-old children and being given guns. Mike, go and look at our budget. In the last 5 years, the large chunk of our budget have gone into security. Trillions and trillions of naira have been budgeted for our security agencies. And you continue to ask yourself, what have they done? They have deprived us the possibility of living a good life just because we want good security. Now that security we want. So you continue to ask, is it that the Nigerian army or the Nigerian military don't have what it takes? Mike, I can tell you that Nigerian army is capable. We have done it before. We have done it in Liberia. We have done it in Sierra Leone. Nigerian army military officers have been sent to several parts of the world, including Congo, right from the 50s, and they have excelled. What I believe is that I don't think we have the right people at the helms of affairs of these military formations who have the wherewithal to be able to handle the responsibility given them. One of them is Intel. Mike is not just carrying AK-47 and looking for Tucano where to bomb or not to bomb. The most important way of achieving an assault on enemies when it comes to issues like this is Intel. Are we getting the kind of intelligence we need? The situation before we only react to some of this attack. Why can't we nip this attack in the bud, get the necessary information before they attack, then we know what to do and attack them. And that brings us to the issue of trust. If you don't have a trust between the people and the security agency, then because these people, they stay within areas where people live. And if they see things happening, they have the right to be able to call the military to tell them this is what. But how are you also sure that whatever information they give the military will not get? So who is a barrage of problem? Now, to carry gun, not to carry gun, I personally don't support that. Mike, we're already having issues. If you say everybody should carry gun, then Mike, tomorrow, if you happen to just, these days of slapping and no slapping. Mike, if you slap me, Mike, if you slap me, I'll retaliate with the So what you're saying is that if you commit a slappable offense,
you can.
I don't have to use the slap. I can slap you with the gun.
But Mike, if you give me a slapping offense at my inauguration, I'll give you ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And that is
all right.
So,
all right.
I think that is
the point there is, now let's bring it back home here. So the point there is, when you hear that, we know where these people are, or security agencies know where these people are. Of course, a sitting governor makes a statement like that. If he actually made a statement like that, you know that he's not just saying it, waking up from his sleep in the morning and just dragging and saying that. He's saying that from the point of knowledge. Of course, and this is not the first time. Governors of Borno State at time when Boko Haram, whatever, had said that security agencies know where these people, sometimes they even know families they come from. So what prevents them from, doing the needful when people are dying every day, Nigerians are agitating every day, and all of that?
Like you said, it's not only El-Rufai that has mentioned this. Yeah. Governor of Borno said it, Nasarawa said it, Niger said it, and
Zamfara said it.
Chief Gumi came on air and said, we do. He even accused the government. He said,
Gumi, exactly.
He said, the federal government knows where they are. He took pictures of them. I said, if they are out to do what is needful, they would do. But I think part of the problem we have, the governors will only make the noise. The formation, the military formation, is not under their custody. It's just to possibly give this information to the power that be in the military cartel. And action is expected from them. You know, we've been advocating for community policing so that the powers themselves, the governors, can empower themselves and govern the state. But most of the time, they will give the complaint that we don't even have control over the commissioner of police in our state. If I give instruction and there's a counter instruction from the IGP to the CP, then definitely we'll go with that of the IGP. And that's why we've said empower the governors too, so that we can hold them accountable rather than them crying all the time for formation. Can we have regional military stuff where governors within that region can give instructions to the military force to give, if El-Rufai, all the governors in the north are crying on this, saying that they know where these things are, but they are claiming that they cannot act because the military formation is not under them. And we'll continue to see this day by day until we come in a different route. You cannot be doing the same thing all the time. I expect a different result. Yeah. This is what we've been facing all the while. And that's why we've called for regional policing, so that you can empower the governor. If El-Rufai has the power as a governor, or we have a regional military status, then we'll hold him responsible. Why are you crying? The power is in your hands. It's not all from the central. But as we speak, even if El-Rufai or Governor Borno or any other governor cries on anything, or even give information as intel, is a function of the military apparatus at the center to act. So we must re-strategize and look for other ways to do things. This same way we've been doing it for years seems not to be working. I am so much concerned because everybody now, even the I am power to be, are afraid. Exactly. Nobody can go anywhere any longer.
At all. Now, Chris, the point there is the National Assembly is reacting very seriously to this. The House of Representatives, they're even threatening to shut down legislative business. It tells you how serious this is. But the point there is, if the National Assembly or House of Representatives shut down business in protests, that is governmental. So it means government is saying, sorry, we can't. Who are they protesting against? I wouldn't know. But the point there is that when the House of Representatives is coming up with statements, what powers do they have actually, in true terms, in the face of the Constitution, to say or to call to order the service chiefs or the executive arm of government regarding security situation in the country? Talk to us from this perspective.
Mike, for all I care, let them shut down. Sincerely, let them shut down.
House of Representatives should shut down.
Let them shut down, Mike. Let me land, please.
Okay.
They have the opportunity of doing the right thing. They didn't do it. Sincerely, we have to start telling ourselves the truth. There was a constitutional amendment that has just happened. They have the right, they have the power to be able to make sure that we have state police in the country. What did they do about it? They were more interested in who is going to vote and direct primaries and indirect primaries, as if that is the only problem. They have that power to be able to make sure that the constitution is amended so that we can be able to, just as Cheswa said, we can domesticate some of these policies, especially when it comes to policing. They didn't do anything about it. They look at it as a no-go area. Then the issue they are talking about shutting down, let them shut down for all I care. Okay. The problem before us is just beyond anybody coming to the National Assembly, standing up and crying and telling us they are not doing that. They need to do more. The government, by now, if they feel that the president is not doing enough, whether we like it or not, we have to start telling ourselves the truth. If the nation, they have the power of impeachment. If they believe that the president is not doing enough, then they should go ahead and send the president an impeachment notice. That will make the presidency to wake up to their responsibility. The constitution gives the primary responsibility of every government is the security of life, and property of the people. And where they fail, that government has failed. I'm sure you know about that.
Yeah.
So those are the issues for me. I think we have to take every radical solution. The problem needs a radical solution, and that is what we need in this country. You cannot have lakma in your head and you are running after a man who's in my Igbo language.
Oh.
Mike, what that means that the man whose house is on fire does not run after rats. We're running after rats now. Let us find solution to this problem. It's becoming, when they carry the corpse of another person, it looks like a log of wood. Except it touches you. Look at the lives look at that young girl, the doctor that was killed. A young girl that was just killed, just in her 20s. Is that right? And somebody is talking. I was even reading that even her own parents are even finding it difficult to even go to Kaduna to pick up her corpse. I saw a tweet by Osita Chidoka just a few hours ago where he said he spoke to the father of that, and that was what the father, because you cannot access by air, you cannot access by road, and you cannot access Kaduna by rail. So those are the issues we are having. I think it is high time that our leaders need to think that whatever they are doing today, they will be held accountable. President Muhammadu Buhari, one of the reasons was voted 2015 was because he told us that he will secure the lives and property of Nigerians. Now, has he done that? And somebody is telling us Nigeria is safer. Somebody that cannot leave his office from where he is. Lai Mohammed is from Kwara State. Can he drive from Abuja to Kwara without, and even with his SO, can he just drive it? Can he even move from Abuja to Kaduna on his own? He's only flying presidential jet, taking helicopter and dropping here and there, and he's telling Nigerians that, well, what all I have to say is that we're going towards 2023. Nigerians should shine their eyes. We should shine our eyes, Mike. Make we wash our eyes.
Okay.
This cannot continue. Let all these kind of these things
right.
stop, so that we can be able to make sure that when we are voting in 2022, we have voting people that have the capacity to perform.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chris Kehinde-Nwandu, for. I must. I will come and learn that one after we finish. Thank you, Chris Kehinde-Nwandu. Thank you so much for coming on the program. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Sheson Kwade, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. Very well, good way to end the week.
Oh, yeah, of course.
The problems are much, but we just need to relax ourselves with certain
and
things.
hope that all the strategies by government works and everybody goes.
Or if they are shutting down, they should also shut down their salary.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear that.